Hey everyone, it's Lisa and today is Tuesday and it's actually really pretty out today. I'm getting ready to go out and do some errands and some different things, and I thought today I would do, I guess, kind of like a part one of my hair video that I was telling you about, going from platinum back to, when I say darker, I don't mean brown, I just mean to a darker, more natural blonde. And so I've gone through two processes or two little phases now, and what I'll do is try to keep you up to date maybe every 2 times, because I get my hair done every 3 weeks anyway. So I thought I would tell you about the first 2 things that we did. Now, you know, my hair was platinum, and what we had started doing was, and it was the first time I'd ever done this, and it was, she just bleached it out completely and then put a toner back on it that kept it real icy platinum. And I guess one of the reasons I did that is because it's just one of those things, and I think this just kind of happens when you get, I mean, maybe it's part of midlife crisis or what it is, but when you get around 40, you kind of feel like, you know, I'm going to do these things that I've always wondered about, and, you know, why not? You know, you only live once and all this stuff. So when she said it, you know, I thought, why not? I've always wondered what it would be like just to be platinum and just to go all over blonde, and I want to see if I like it. And basically I did. I liked the fact that it was quick, it was less expensive, and I loved that I could put my hair up and it wasn't just splotchy, and I just liked the uniform or the all over color, that it was all the same. I liked, you know, I kind of liked it. It was just something different. But I do think, and I know it was very damaging to my hair, but I'm always really good about keeping up with it. But I think a combination of doing that and then doing that daggone concentrate from Bumble & Bumble, which I should have known better, but it said on the package that you could do it on processed hair. Between those 2 things, it really took a lot out of my hair, and it really just broke off so much. I mean, you can see I've got all these pieces just all over my head growing back in from that thing. And so I thought to myself, you know, and another thing is, last time I had it done, I walked into my parents' house and my dad really didn't like it. And I don't know about you, but that just, when my parents don't like something, that just means something to me. I usually listen to them. I take their advice, because I know of anybody in the whole world, they want what's best for me. They don't have any ulterior motives or anything else. So I just started thinking about it, and because he loves it blonde, he just didn't like it as white blonde. So not last time, but the time before, I said, you know, I'm just ready for something different. I said, you know, am I just doomed? Do I have to keep this hair forever? And she says, no, you don't have to keep it forever. She said, but it's a process. You know, it's a lot easier to go from dark to light than light back to dark. And she said, so they will start the process. So what they did the first time is bleached my roots as usual, but they used a darker toner on my roots, and they tested it in the piece in the back of my head, and it was just a darker blonde, and they just did it, the toner, that color, on I think like about the first 2 inches of my head, so I could go ahead and start getting a darker tone towards the hairline or the roots. And then we put the regular toner, I believe, everywhere else. So I really liked that. So that let me know I was going in the right direction. So last time when I went in, all we did was a base break, which is just, it's not straight bleach, it's just lifting your color to a certain degree. And you can see it's still pretty dark. But what she did is, she did that, and then she did that darker toner, and she ran it down and ran it through my hair a little sbit. So you can see that, see, it's getting darker all in there, and it goes, the darker tone goes down my hair. And she did that kind of in splotchy sections so that it's not stripes, and so that it didn't catch in the ends of my hair. Because those of you that have been with me for a while can remember one time I got high or low lights, and she pulled it through my whole head, and the ends of my hair turned, I mean, they were almost lavender purple. I ended up having to get a shampoo cap, which basically means they strip everything out of your hair, and it was just terrible. So I knew I didn't want that, and they said, no, we'll just take the darker tones. You just gradually kind of pull it into your hair. And you know, right now that what is it? The, oh goodness. Balayage is what I have on my mind, and that's probably what I'll end up doing, is where they take pieces of hair and they just paint the color in it so it's not all just one piece. But what am I trying to say? Ombre. The ombre hair is so popular now that it's getting where you're kind of used to seeing the splotchier hair, so now it's kind of a good time for me to do it. So that's what they did last time, is let's see if you can see. So you can see how it's darker right there, and then it's got the darker tone and then the lighter on the ends. And each time what we'll do is put darker and pull it out further and further and more into my hair, so that it's just a gradual process, and then we can get back to the color that we want. And she said when we start getting a lot of dark in there, then we can go in and put, you know, very detailed specific highlights in instead of going all over, and then I'll have more of a realistic, for me anyway, blonde hair color. So I hope that helped you a little bit. I know everybody does things differently, but I really have liked this process. It hasn't scared me, you know, because if she would have done like that darker toner like all over the first time, I wouldn't have liked that, because it would have been really drab. But I really liked that the roots are a little bit darker, and you can see I think it pulls out my eyebrows and my eyes and everything so much better. So I hope that helps some of you, and I'm going to do a quick outfit of the day and let you go enjoy your week. And so I'll be right back. I have on just a simple white t-shirt, but it's my favorite, I would say one of my favorite brands of t-shirts, and it's the Alexander T by Alexander Wang. And then the belt is below the belt, bell bottom blues belt. And then these were the khakis that I showed you the other day that I just love them. I think they were my favorite khakis ever. And they were called the Captain's Trouser by Current Elliott. And I will go to Oliver to see if they have any more left on the sale rack. The shoes I have on today are the Stuart Weitzman Alex Wedge. And these shoes are just worth every penny. They are so comfortable. And then I'll just be carrying my Balenciaga. It's the cobalt blue city bag. Okay, so for accessories today, I have on these earrings, and they are the ones that I showed you the other day from that company called, the designer called Citrine. You could tell I'm out of breath. I have been, you guys just see me like go from one clip to the other, but so much happens in between that. I'm putting cats out and taking the dog out and all that kind of stuff, and I just came up the back steps in my heels. So I need to get in shape, don't I? And so my ring is the Lion Ring by Jenny Bird. It's one of my favorite pieces. And then this is one of the Lee Elena bracelets. It's the enamel cuff. And I had it on my blog for sale, but I had my eye on it the whole time, so I took it off and decided to keep it. But I did order more of the Lee Elena bracelet to place another order with the Lee Elena. And when I called, Lee herself answered the phone, so that was really neat to be able to talk to her, and you know, that was just neat to me. And so she helped me place a really good order, and so I ordered the medium in a couple of different styles. I think the single strap, the double wrap, and the wide buckle, and then I also ordered some smalls. And just ordered some different things, you know, things I haven't even seen in some of her favorites. So I should be getting that order in by the end of the week. So I was really excited about that. And so I have on my Fossil Champagne watch, wedding ring, and the nail polish I have on today. Yesterday when I went to, I spent probably, I think, an hour and a half in the post office shipping packages. And while he was doing my out of the country packages, I went and checked my box, and there was a Sephora box in there, and I thought, you know, I wonder if this is from Rhonda. And I had not talked to her in a little while because she's been busy taking care of her parents, and it was a Mother's Day present, and she sent me a big thing of, you know, that fragrance sampler, and then she sent me these two nail polishes, which I've never even heard of, and they are so pretty. And I'm not sure how you pronounce the name of the brand, but the colors that she sent me are, oh goodness, I can't remember now. I know this one's called Oil Slick. Here's the receipt. Oil Slick and Cream Tea, and they're called Paint Pots nail polish. And I could not decide last night which one I wanted to do, but I ended up doing the Oil Slick, which looks almost identical to Chanel Peridot. If you ever wanted to try that, I think this one may have a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more color and be a little bit brighter, or I was going to say brighter or darker, but you know what I mean, a little bit more of a saturated color. But I'll try that one next, and you know that one's a good one. But look how it's that putty color, but it has kind of a sheen to it. So that's what makes that different. So thank you so much, Rhonda. It was sweet, and it was good to hear from her. And the fragrance I have today actually was one of those samples, and I think it was this one. I kept it out to show you. It's the Fendi-Fendi Eau de Toilette. And it was kind of a citrusy smelling. Here it is. It smells good. It's a good summer scent. And I guess that's it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. I cooked lasagna last night. The kids, that is their favorite thing. So it's kind of neat. I already have dinner cooked for tonight, because to me lasagna is better the second night. I just do new bread and all that kind of good stuff. So have a good night, and or a good day, and I will see you very soon. Matter of fact, I might even see you tomorrow. I need to think a little bit more than I had time to think today, and bring all my shoes out and do that review. I think that'll be interesting. And so I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.